The company that essentially birthed Silicon Valley's elite is now valued at over $70 billion. It handles hundreds of millions of transactions globally. But if you look up its Trustpilot rating today, you'll see a dismal 1.3 stars, backed by tens of thousands of reviews detailing frozen accounts, terrible customer service, and seized funds. User frustration reached a boiling point when the company updated its policy. Tucked into the terms of service was a clause stating they could fine users $2,500 directly from their accounts for spreading misinformation, giving themselves the authority to police speech by holding their customers' money hostage. The founders of PayPal set out to tear down the traditional banking system, only to rebuild it in their own image. The aggressive tactics they used to capture the early internet are the exact same mechanisms that inevitably turn them into the anti-consumer villain their users despise today. In 1999, e-commerce was growing, but the actual payment process was bottlenecked by physical paper. If you bought an item from an online auction, you likely had to write a personal check, stick it in an envelope, and wait weeks for the postal service to deliver it. Two separate groups in Palo Alto were trying to solve this friction. One was Confinity, a startup backed by Peter Thiel. The other was X.com, led by Elon Musk, who wanted to build an all-in-one digital superbank offering checking, loans, and mutual funds in one place. Confinity's initial approach was highly specific. They built software that allowed people to beam money to each other using the infrared ports on Palm Pilot handheld computers. As a temporary backup for people who forgot their Palm Pilots, Confinity added a feature that let users send money via a simple email address. X.com had a similar email payment tool as a minor side feature to their massive superbank. Soon, both companies noticed that nobody cared about beaming money through Palm Pilots, and nobody wanted a complex digital superbank. The market only wanted the dead simple email payments. Realizing this, both companies scrapped their grand visions to focus entirely on email transactions. This accidental discovery triggered a fierce arms race. The goal was no longer about innovating the best product. It was entirely about dominating the market before the competition could. To win that race, both companies deployed a strategy that would become the standard tech monopoly playbook, throwing massive amounts of cash at the problem. They began paying people $10 just to sign up, and another $10 for every friend they referred. This network graph illustrates how that free money incentive turned their user base into a viral marketing engine. It leveraged the network effect, rapidly expanding across the massive, unbanked ecosystem of eBay. Buyers wanted the $10 bonus, and sellers realized they could earn extra cash on every single auction if they accepted these email payments. But giving away free cash while charging zero transaction fees created an enormous financial burden. Every credit card swipe cost the companies processing fees. The faster their user base multiplied, the faster they bled cash, losing hundreds of thousands of dollars a single day. Realizing they were spiraling toward mutual destruction, X.com and Confinity agreed to a tense 50-50 merger to combine resources and survive the dot-com crash. The resulting corporate culture was deeply fractured. The two rival teams constantly clashed over software architecture, branding, and management styles. This friction culminated in a secretive boardroom coup. While Elon Musk was away on a flight for his honeymoon, a group of executives went to the board and successfully ousted him as CEO. Surviving the early internet required a willingness to burn millions of dollars and ruthlessly consolidate power, eliminating all competition to form a single, dominant entity, regardless of the internal chaos it caused. All that frictionless growth came with a heavy side effect. Because it was so easy to sign up and claim a cash bonus, fraudsters and Russian hacker bots began farming the system, creating thousands of fake accounts using stolen identities to drain the company's funds. To stop the bleeding, CTO Max Levchin designed a visual test of wavy, distorted letters that humans could read but bots couldn't. He also built early big data algorithms designed to track user behavior and automatically freeze accounts that showed unusual transaction patterns. These security measures stabilized the company, and PayPal achieved near-total dominance over the eBay marketplace. With their native payment competitor defeated, PayPal triggered the trap. They broke their repeated promise that the service would remain free forever and initiated what employees internally called the forced upgrade, imposing a 1.9% transaction fee on business accounts. Users were furious about the fees, but they had no viable alternatives left. PayPal had successfully starved out the competition, leaving consumers trapped within their ecosystem. The monopoly playbook was complete. In 2002, PayPal went public and was quickly acquired by eBay for $1.5 billion in stock. Having secured their massive payday, the original founders steadily trickled out of the company, leaving behind the new corporate bureaucracy. This core group became known as the PayPal Mafia. They took the aggressive playbook of network effects, cash subsidies, and rapid scaling, and used it to build or fund the next generation of tech empires, including YouTube, LinkedIn, Yelp, and Tesla. While the founders moved on to colonize Mars and build social networks, everyday users were left dealing with the machine they built. PayPal morphed from an agile disruptor into a monolithic corporate giant, operating with virtually unchecked power over people's finances. The early algorithms built to fight Russian hackers evolved into opaque, automated systems that flag normal behavior as suspicious. Today, innocent small business owners regularly find their funds completely frozen for up to 180 days, with zero explanation and almost no human customer support to appeal the decision. The ever-increasing transaction fees, the ignored customer disputes, and policies that arbitrarily threaten to seize user funds are all natural symptoms of a company that captured its market. They no longer have to compete for user loyalty because for a long time, there was nowhere else to go. Throwing away cash, crushing rivals, and automating security allowed a group of ambitious 20-somethings to conquer online payments. But those exact same mechanisms are what inevitably turned a startup that promised financial freedom into the kind of tyrannical dictator they